It says I am live. Oh, here we go. Okay, that's good. Anyway, we are back again, folks. I apologize for the delay. My microphone decided not to really want to cooperate, so I have jumped onto the headset that I've been using for Skype calls for work. But we are back. It's only 5 minutes late. It's fine, hopefully. My name is PJ Wessels. We are back with the Thursday, March 26th edition of Amid, a midday interesting discussion. Hopefully that wasn't boring enough for you to step away from hopefully what will eventually be an interesting discussion. So today is Thursday, as I said. It is the fourth day of doing this. It is day number 8 for me, working from home. If we really want to do a countdown kind of thing, it's probably day 9 for some folks if they've worked 5 day week from home last week. Anywho, how is everybody doing out there? Let me reset my screens a little bit because I was scrambling just to make stuff work. But what is. Oh, come on. How is everybody doing? It's been an interesting day so far. But wanting to check in with folks and then. So I've got a lot of Warburg. I've got some Warburg stuff on. I've got a Warburg hat and a Warburg sweatshirt. I don't have any other questions coming in right now. So what that means is I am going to talk about what my school is currently, or my alma mater is doing right now. So obviously, with the COVID-19 stuff, classes have been moved online. Students are having to work on class stuff from their homes and figure out some way to make that still work for them. And normally, right around this time of year, Warburg has what we call Unite Day. It's spelled UKNIGHT because Warburg's mascot are the Knights. So unite to it's kind of an annual day of giving that they have in which there's a lot of social media posts that get made and a lot of people encourage others to donate to the school. It's a big fundraising effort that usually goes on. That was scheduled to be today. Late last week, Wartburg made the decision to postpone this day of annual giving to the college and instead repurpose today to Unite for Students, where the money that folks are now giving to the college are going to be set aside for a specific fund to help students going through whatever they're going through as they are transitioning to being a work from home, learn from home student. So for some of them, it may be just funding travel to and from campus in order to properly move out of their dorm and get their stuff home. Because, like me, for example, I went to Waverly, and from where I grew up in Wausau, that was about a 5 hour drive. So not horribly challenging, but certainly not close compared to like being here in Des Moines and going to Wartburg, which was 2.5 hours away. And again, I was still pretty close to a lot of compared to a lot of other students. So funding travel for that, funding if they need if they need to pay for technology in some way. So the way that Nationwide is covering some of our internet expenditure as we have transitioned to working from home, Warpig is hopefully hoping to provide some financial support for students to be able to set up a wireless network or to get a router even or just to get better internet because they are now having to transition to doing everything for their classes from home. And the initial reaction I had to, oh, hey, I was getting ready, like I was prepared to donate to the school. I've tried to do that each year when I can because Warburg was really important to me. It's been something that's been a part of my family for um, like go through like it's been important for me just throughout like I'm not the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth person to go to Warburg. It's been something very, very important to me and my family for a long time. So giving back to the college and kind of recognizing the impact that it has on my life has been something really important and giving back has been good. But when we transitioned to the students, like, oh, okay. So it was a mindset change and I didn't really know what to think about it. Having spent the last 2 or 3 days thinking about it's like, okay, It is the second semester of your senior year at college. You are about 2 months into that because Warburg doesn't have a January term. They've got January through like mid-April is their winter term, and then they have a May term. So say, okay, we're 2 months, 2.5 months into it's post spring break. You're back on campus. You're getting ready for the last kind of stuff. We have a big presentation day from all the research that you've done or internship stuff. Suddenly you have to go home and classes are now fully online. All of the stuff that you were kind of expecting to have to go through totally changed, and you are a senior. So that means there's not going to be a returning semester in the fall. And instead, you are now forced to look for jobs virtually. And all of the transitioning to work from home stuff that companies are doing are now influencing how easy or hard it is to find a job. So all of that kind of like came up to me a couple days ago. It's like, whoa, that would have been totally just unsettling and trying to figure all of that out. And then it's like, okay, trying to find a job because you're graduating is stressful enough. Trying to find a job when you are working remotely, when you're taking classes at home and having to deal with any kind of stress that being home for a long period of time will bring because it's going to be close quarters and you're not able to necessarily go to a coffee shop some days and do classwork and others go to the library. No, you're home because a lot of these other things are impacted by the same thing that you are. Add on top of that the fact that you're trying to just cope with the fact that, oh, hey, COVID-19 is impacting the world. It's not, oh, hey, Wartburg had to close for some reason that only affected Wartburg and it's affecting you in some way. No, it's everything is affected by this, and this is now you are a 21, 22, 23-year old having to look for a job while trying to graduate and doing this all from home. So it's like, oh man, yeah. So coming to that realization and think it's like, yeah, this is actually a very important cause was something that has kind of impacted me and why I've tried to donate to this fund and why I am wearing the Wartburg stuff that I am today, why I've got an orange blanket up instead of the marathon blanket that I had up yesterday. You do get to see any kind of like handprint I make on it, so I'm going to try to avoid touching it because handprints now just look kind of creepy, but that's okay. Abby and Mackenzie did ask a random question. Is it okay to go back to your old house and ask if you can walk through it? Well, I don't think so. That'd just be creepy. Like thinking about like maybe somebody has owned the house that you currently live in before you did, and I would find it creepy if somebody did that. Um, so no, I don't think so. Um, if it's an open house and it's for sale again, I guess there's nothing stopping you from doing that. But if it's not on the market, like my parents sold their house in Wausau a few years ago. If I just went back and said, "Hey, I used to live here. Can I walk through here?" I would be I would be uncomfortable asking that, and I don't think it's something that anybody else. Um, oh, come on, computer, what are you doing? Come back. Um, I don't think that's something that people should do. Of course, my work computer logged me off now, so I have to log back in using the monitor that is actually not working. So this is gonna be great. But oh come on, you know you want to work for me. Hit enter. I still want to be able to answer questions that come in through Skype, but if that's not gonna let me log in, oh my gosh. Okay. Well, thinking about what did Kevin just ask? Can I draw a dragon? I cannot draw a dragon. No, I don't think I can. I certainly can't draw a good dragon. I know that like as a knight I should be able to probably understand what a dragon might be, but no, I don't think I can properly draw a dragon, Kevin. Um, I can try quick, but I have no guarantees that it will be anything close to a good dragon. So, along the lines of the movie How to Train a Dragon, this may be Philip needs to learn how to draw your dragon. So we shall see. But let's make this work so I can do what I want. That's better. Okay. Very good question, though. And I will... hold on. I have to get paper and stuff. No, we're not going to use that because these are like work notes and I don't want to lose those. My boss probably would not be very happy about that if I suddenly lost all the notes that I just took because I instead decided to draw a dragon. A more different S. Well, that's... What? Is this really going to be like Twitch draws a dragon through PJ? So we're going to draw an S. And I'm just going to draw another S. And then what? Oh, okay. Spine ties? Probably like spinites or little like spikes on the back. It'll be probably like, okay. You've got like probably the mouth with some teeth. And then, oh boy, it's gonna look like a bird too, probably. Well, a wingling dragon, like a winged dragon, a wingling dragon. I do not know what a wingling dragon is. Okay. Okay, so I need to draw a dragon at some point. I was like, well, I could do it on my whiteboard, but the whiteboard is poorly lit and far away, so I don't think that'll happen. Okay, drawing a dragon though. So that's gonna be loads of fun. What else though? Also, we're just gonna do this. Add some wings. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna pull up pictures of dragons. Like, oh, that was a bad idea because they're all very good pictures of dragons, and looking at the dragons doesn't make me want to draw a dragon because I won't draw a dragon that well. But that's okay. Okay. What else is going on today? Oh, for lunch, I have ordered Noodles and Company to be delivered. Turns out you need to at least buy $15 worth of food in order to get that delivered. That I did not know. So that wasn't great. But I've got Noodles and Company coming for lunch, so that'll be good. And I'm still supporting local businesses. Kind of, it's a chain franchise. I do think no, Cool Basil doesn't deliver, but Cool Basil and Clive does do pickup. So if you are craving Cool Basil at some point, you can go and pick food up there. If you don't want to go into the restaurant, which I'm guessing is probably not an option anyway. So Cool Basil's open. I think Texas Roadhouse near me is open for pickup. That's over that way. So I might do that at some point. Jimmy John's is certainly open for delivery and pickup, so I might do that. But was realizing that, oh, I think I've got some money in my budget for restaurants, so I could do some of that. And then I don't necessarily have to cook, and I know then what I'll be getting instead of having to guess, like, oh, I've got a couple of potatoes. Maybe I'll do some baked potatoes and veggies and stuff, and it's fine, but baked potatoes after a little while will get old if I don't like need to have potatoes, or it's like, well, I don't want to go out and buy other stuff. I want to go through the food that I have first, partially. Just I don't want to be wasteful, and getting more food before I run out of the other food means I'm going to the grocery store more. I am thinking about doing Hy-Vee aisles online as well, and just having that all set up and then just go and picking it up. I think like it's a $30 minimum, so it's really not that much money to then go and be able to pick it up. So that'll be good. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to avoid going out as much as I can. I checked, so speaking of which, when you go out, you don't have access to Wi-Fi, so you use cellular data. iPhones, you can track how much cellular data you've used in a certain amount of time, like it just from whenever you last reset your statistics, as they call them. So I always reset mine on the 20th of the month because that is when my cell phone bill will reset. So I looked at mine today, and today is the 26th. So starting on the 20th through 6.5 days now almost. It's almost, yeah, roughly 6.5 days. I have used 10 megabytes of cellular data in like a week. So that was kind of impressive. I guess that makes sense since I really haven't gone outside at all. But we're like a third of the way through this billing cycle, and I've got basically 98% of my allotted data that I try to use. I try to use around a gigabyte per month, and I've got basically all of that remaining, which is like, oh wow, yeah, unintended like consequence of just not going anywhere is you can just use the Wi-Fi. Conversely, I think my Wi-Fi or like data usage through my router has gone up just throughout the network, but not a huge amount, and we're almost all the way through the month, so it's a pretty good. It's like okay, it's a little bit higher right now, which makes sense. So maybe the next couple of days will really push it over. But if we are here all the way through April and into May, then yeah, that could be very, very interesting. Speaking of being here through all of April, there was a poll sent out earlier this week to CL Actuarial about who, like, what day do we think we will return to work? What is the day that Nationwide will return from the work from home stuff? So I have looked at the data. I'm trying to grab the right mouse here and summarized it to a little bit and can provide some insight into what's been submitted for answers. Now, pretty much every day that was submitted was a Monday. So folks are optimistic that it would be planned that we would come in on a Monday, which makes sense. Outside of the Tuesday after Memorial Day, and we had somebody submit July 1st, which is a Wednesday. So that could also be a thing because, again, it's the first of the month. So that also makes some sense. But overall, of the 35 responses that we got, 32 of them were for Mondays. Now, the earliest Monday submitted was April 20th. So we think that we are, at least everybody who's answered the poll, thinks that we are going to be here at least until April 20th. So that's 3 more weeks of this, because March 30th is next week, April 6th, and then April 13th. So at least 3 more weeks of working from home. So that's, I guess it's optimistic thinking it's only going to be 3 more weeks, but that's still a long time. That's 21 days, and a lot has happened in the past 21 days. So looking forward, that's going to be even more so. So that's a lot. 6 people though picked that Monday. So people are really kind of leaning into that being the first day. On a month by month basis, we had 11 people pick some date in April. Now, that means that, okay, I'm trying to, of course, sort now. We'll just see if I can, no, I don't want to do manual. I want to do ascending by day. Well, that's not what I wanted. Well, I've got 11 people. No, that's not right. No, 420 is the one with the most days. That is not the earliest. I apologize. 420 was the one with the most selections, 6. There were 3 people who picked 413, so that is actually the earliest date that someone thinks we are going to return from work from home. So that's not just 3 more weeks. It's 2 more weeks of working from home. And then 2 more people picked 427, making 11 up for the month of April. Another 11 people picked the month of May, saying that this was significantly more even. That 3 people picked the first Monday in April, 4 people picked the second Monday, and then 4 people were split evenly between the second to last Monday and the Tuesday after Memorial Day. So again, 22 of the 35 respondents think we're going to return before the beginning of June, which I guess hopefully that is the case because that means that stuff has calmed down and that we are able to safely return. 9 people did say that we will return in sometime in June. 4 people picked the first day of June, which is a Monday, and 3 people picked the 15th of June, and then 2 more picked the last Monday in June. Nobody picked the 22nd, and nobody picked the 14th. So if it's either of those days where it falls directly between the 1st and the 15th, or the 15th and the 29th, I believe we are going to say that the winners were either the 15th, if it is the 8th, because, well, we've already passed the 1st. So, no, that doesn't count. So then the 15th would win. And then the 29th would win if it is the 22nd, because we've passed everybody up to the 15th. So, you want to be as close as you can without having your date get passed. So it's kind of like Price is Right, but not quite. And then we had 4 people did say that they think we will be here into July. With, again, 1 person saying the 1st of July, and then the 3 other people selecting the 6th of July. So it could be, we have got a wide spread. That is, what is that? That's like 60 some days, isn't it? I'm typing with the wrong keyboard. Equals July 6, 7/6/20 equals this, 4/13/20 equals this minus this. That is 84 days, almost 90 days between the 2 dates, the 2 endpoints of the dates submitted. But either way, that's going to be, like we're saying, 90 plus days into the future from right now, from when we could be still working from home. And part of me, I think, is okay working from home because, again, I don't have a commute and I enjoy where I live and it seems to be going well. But the other part of me is like, okay, that's a long time working from home. And I got an electric bill today and it was still pretty average in terms of like what I would normally pay for electricity. But if we start getting into the warmer months and we're turning our air conditioning units on, and that's going to push up our electric bill because, and I don't usually try to run my air conditioning when I'm not here, but if I'm going to be here for the whole day, that could be something different, so we shall see. But we have a wide variety of dates, and 4/13 will probably creep up on us faster than we would like, and we may blow right past almost all of those dates in April. I guess I didn't actually submit a date. I would probably say, I hope it wouldn't be the Tuesday after Memorial Day, so I wouldn't think it'd be that. But I would probably, maybe June 1st. I think that's where I'm going to lean towards, so I have put my entry down as June 1st. And going forward, I will say that that is my guess. Also, not just going to pick one of the dates that nobody picked because that's kind of cheating considering I've seen the data. But Gayle King was quoted like saying, yeah, we kind of expected it could be through May. I remember her saying that like in that first COVID video that they put out. That's like 2 Thursdays ago now, which is crazy. But yeah, I think June 1st, that's going to be my pick. I don't know if it's more or less likely than on any other date, but I'm going to trust our leadership and say that, well, they initially speculated through at least this. So I'll say it'll be right around there. I'm sorry, Abby. There are 3 other people who also copied you, so yell at them too. I'm not going to give you their names, but yell at them too. So I will say June 1st, and would hopefully enjoy being wrong because we come back earlier, but I don't know. What else? There was something else I was going to talk about. So again, Gayle King said like through May in the first COVID broadcast. There are 3 COVID-19 discussion broadcasts going on this afternoon here. Each of them is 45 minutes, and they're in 3 consecutive hours. So full credit to Kurt and to Gayle King and everybody else who's on those because 3 hours of repetitive talking about the same kind of thing because they're going to have talking points that they're going to repeat for all three of those. So full credit to them for doing that. The divvying up of who watches when. This has been something that has affected me my entire life, and there's nothing that I could have done about it before I turned 18 because they divided us by last name alphabetically. So, yes, we could be rebels and go into whatever group we wanted, but I will respect their wishes and say, you know what, I can wait until 2 o'clock Central Time and watch it then. So, all of us, basically it's almost like the second half of the alphabet, from P to Z, we are at 2 o'clock Central Time. So, that's great. But because I was a little bit curious and thought, like, well, that seems like a big group of people. And while the CP team does have 3 people with last names that start with W and one that starts with V, we are not at all representative of the group as a whole. So, like, well, how did they divvy up by letters? Turns out, like, A through G, that's not that many letters. That is certainly not 1/3 of the alphabet. So it looks like they did do their due diligence and check, like, okay, what is roughly a good letter to pick? So good on them for not wanting to overload the network by evenly distributing by number of letters and maybe looked at the number of employees that might be watching. Along those lines, please still try to log off of VPN in that case. It's not something difficult to do, but again, it's also something that you may watch in the background while doing actual work, and that actual work may require you to still be on VPN. So in that case, maybe it's like, well, is your work able to be completed on time to watch a different broadcast? If that's the case, maybe watch a different broadcast. Or if you're not super concerned about having to see the meeting while it's going on, wait until afterwards and get your work done and then tune in to the um, recorded broadcast afterwards. Much like what you can do with this show, because each video will be posted to the YouTube channel immediately following the ending of the show. So it'll be out there so you can watch at a later date. So if somebody got really bored, they could watch each of the first 4 episodes of this show and see how it has evolved and kind of devolved because, again, for some reason, this microphone decided not to work. So that was great. And you get to see these wonderfully huge headphones that I get to wear when I do Skype calls and stuff. But that's great. Other stuff that has come up. I want to try to give you an extra 5 minutes because, well, I didn't start on time. And I apologize for that because you probably really make a concerted effort to schedule around these things because they're super duper important. I will do one tomorrow. I don't anticipate working tomorrow, but this I don't view as that much work and would be a nice little break from whatever I do decide to do tomorrow. It might be a lot of cleaning that I do, so being able to sit down and talk about all the cleaning that I've done will probably be very engaging for everybody. So we can sit down and have a cleaning discussion tomorrow. So please come with all of your cleaning questions and cleaning examples of what you have or haven't done for cleaning and what steps you've taken to clean more, or what you're kind of afraid to clean or just haven't bothered to clean because, well, you're not interacting with it at all because of the stuff that you're doing. Maybe you haven't cleaned your bike because you're not riding your bike at all yet, which is fine. But I think, yeah, I may end up doing a lot of cleaning tomorrow, which is okay and needed to be done. But we can discuss cleaning, or we can discuss stuff that you have learned about working from home that has worked well for you, like they asked in the survey, or stuff that hasn't worked well for you. Um, did you think that you could try to get some household chores done in the background while working? And did work or the chores suffer because of it? For example, I tried to put a load of laundry in near the end of the day, and it was clothes that I don't put in the dryer afterwards. So I put them in with about 2 hours left in my workday, and then they finish washing, and it takes about an hour. So I've still got like an hour left of work, and they ended up sitting in the washing machine for like 45 minutes. So that wasn't great afterwards. So they were wet, clean, sitting in the washing machine. Not great, but I got them out. and then hung them up to dry afterwards. So they seem to be good. But that was definitely something that's like, well, remembering to go back and grab them was something I forgot. I have my blinds closed, so me looking out my window is actually a silly idea. But I'm hearing the garbage truck arrive, which is great because, like, well, that means my garbage is getting picked up. But totally not something that I am used to hearing in the middle of the day on a Thursday because I'm not usually home. So, what other stuff are you still getting used to when with this move to work from home? That is all wonderful stuff that we can discuss tomorrow. It will still be at 12:15 Eastern, 11:15 Central. Kevin, I will work on drawing my dragon. Yep, that is the plan, Mackenzie. I will lead off with that. Um, we can look at my dragon drawings. Um, if you are all feeling so bold, please go and draw your own dragon. And if you want to share them on Microsoft Teams, or if we want to start a thread on Twitter or Instagram or something, because again, for some reason I included my social media profiles down in the lower right hand corner of the screen. Right over, oh my god, right over there, down there. I'm a horrible I'd be a horrible meteorologist. It's okay. Yes, Parker, dragon. That is not a dragon drawing though. You have to draw your own. So Friday can be hopefully a little bit of fun, different discussions. We can have dragon drawings, and PJ can talk about his cleaning. So anyway, my food is supposed to going to be here soon, so that'll be great. I guess I haven't gotten an email saying that it's on the way. I also haven't ever had Noodles and Company delivered. So am I going to get an email? Does anybody know? It doesn't say anything. Nothing yet. That's okay. There have been a bunch of sales and like free delivery stuff that has come out of this. So I guess that's a good thing. But along those lines, tip your delivery drivers, tip your people that might bring food. So still understand that they are going through a lot right now and there's high expectations, and be good to customer service people. Be kind. They're working in a public place and being exposed to so many things that we aren't right now. So treat them with respect, um, and know that the interaction that you are having with them is a small part of your day, and unfortunately, they then still have to stand there for like much more time than you have to. So be kind to them, smile, but don't degrade them because they're probably doing the best they can. So on that note, everybody have a great rest of your Thursday. Tune in to the talk from Kurt, Gail King. I'm kind of curious to see how each of their work from home setups are. Maybe that'll be something that we can talk about next week. Each of people's work from home setups. But until tomorrow, have a great Thursday, everybody. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay clean. Oh, great. Now the wonderful part of me trying to figure out how to easily end this stream, which I still have not gotten very good at. But have a great day, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow, 11:15 Central AM.